When did you first realize you were experiencing postpartum, and how did it impact your daily life as a new parent?
I don't know when I first realized that I had postpartum. Honestly, I didn't. Dang, as far back as I can remember, I think it was when I had my daughter. Like when I was pregnant with her, I realized like, dang, I gotta stop feeling like this. Like I don't feel happy at all. I think it was then. So that was like 3 years later.
I was 17 pregnant and like I said, in an abusive relationship, so yeah.
Dang.
I don't think there was a time where I actually
Acknowledge.
realized, yeah. I just remember how I was feeling and like reflected back and realized like I had been feeling that way for a long time.
I had my second baby, and my son was 1, and my baby girl came, and I was sad. I just didn't feel, I loved her so much, but I just knew I wasn't feeling happy. I should have been more joyful, and I wasn't the way I should be with the kids, with both of them.
For me, it was with my third son. And again, and that came after he was age 3 because I had just stopped breastfeeding. And I realized something was off when I had like heart palpitations all the time and couldn't sleep and insomnia kicking in. That's when I realized like something was wrong.
Okay, when I realized this is my first daughter and my husband was downrange, and we were on the phone and my daughter was by me and I couldn't stop crying on the phone and he kept asking me why I was crying. I didn't know why. Like I didn't know why. And the baby was crying and I just didn't even feel like looking in her direction. That's when I realized.
I realized when I was home, my baby was about like 3 weeks. I was afraid to take my eyes off of him, and I was afraid to shower. I'm like, no. I gotta sit down and watch him sleep because however he stops breathing or anything. But I was also dealing with grief at the same time. So yeah, my mom, she passed when I was 6 months old. So it all hit me at once when I was alone with my baby, just staring at him. And I'm like, oh no, this is a crazy feeling. I felt so empty, so sad. I kept crying and it felt like a chore, like an obligation to have to take care of my baby. And I don't like feeling like that. I wanted to be happy, but I didn't feel a connection until like he started being more interactive with me. So that's when
I think I had a connection with my daughter when she was about 8 months. Cause no, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't feel like being in the house. I was not comfortable in my skin. And anybody invited me to a party, I was going. And there's one day I had to be forced to stay in the house to take care of her. And I just looked at her and you know what? That's when the connection. And that's when I realized, you know what? I'm gonna go to the next time I have my doctor's appointment, I'm gonna let them know I don't feel it. And I went to the doctor and I told them I don't feel right. I don't feel like the baby is mine. I don't feel happy. And the nurse told me, don't say nothing. Because she pointed to her skin, she was like, women like us, if you say something, they'll send somebody in your house and they'll monitor your baby. So just keep it to yourself, it'll go away.
Wow.
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 I heard
She
that.
didn't even offer you no help.
No, she didn't. She just said,
Wow.
don't say nothing. Because they will send somebody to do welfare
And they
on your
would.
baby.
She was right about that, but she was wrong to say to just, you'll get over it.
And no resources.
No
And
nothing,
no
no
resources.
reference.
I feel like her telling you not to say anything was crazy. Like,
Yeah.
call a friend or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
So I literally went through it alone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Alone, because my husband was basically, it was not downrange, which was in Iraq. He did Iraq, and then he was back to Germany, and he's over here living his best life.
Oh, okay.
You know? So I was all alone.